Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the weekly wrap up. I apologize for not um, dropping the midweek technical analysis. We had some issues around my neighborhood with the light poles, so wasn't able to give you guys the midweek analysis. However, I am here for the weekly wrap up, and we can see how the pre-week analysis and the beginning of the week analysis fared as far as price action this weekend. I mean, this week. So let's jump into it. But before we jump into it, let me give a quick disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Anything that I share during this analysis is for educational purposes only. I repeat, this is not financial advice. Cool beans, cool beans. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, let's look back to the beginning of the week technical analysis from uh, Monday night. Monday night, I told you guys that I expected price to pull back down to the weekly discount array, the 62% first, and depending on how price reacted to that level, whether we broke below it and closed below it or found support, would determine on where I had price going from there, right? Which I would have, told you guys Wednesday night, but as I just said, we didn't have class Wednesday night. So looking back at Monday, I told you guys that I expected us to pull back down to the 62% of the weekly discount PD array. And if we did not break below and close below that level, I told you guys that I expected us to pull back up into the daily premium PD arrays that we had to the upside. Go back and look at the tape. Go back and look at Monday night's recording. It's all there in high definition. I told you guys that if we pull down to the 62 and we did not break below and close below, that price would want to reprice or pull back or go bullish or go up to the daily PD array levels, right? And as you can see, we came down to the 62% um, Tuesday and Wednesday, right? And Wednesday, we pushed up to those daily PD array levels, right? Pushed up to them, ran up to Monday's buy side liquidity, and wicked above it one more time yesterday, Thursday, right? Ran Wednesdays and Mondays buy side liquidity. These nice equal highs right here from Monday and Wednesday. We ran above that one more time yesterday, and then sold back up. Excuse me, guys. I just finished eating some lemon sorbet ice cream. It's kind of like an Italian icy type of ice cream, but oh, when I tell you delicious, delicioso. I don't know if any of you guys out there ever had sorbet before, but if you haven't, try it. Lemon sorbet. It is so delicioso. Okay, let me get back to the analysis. So that being said, um, I was bullish, right? Of course, this week for Dixie. Overall, I'm bullish overall. This being my next point of interest for the dollar to the upside, with a um, concentrated focus on this daily fair value gap that you see me circling here, this shaded area, right? I want to see price eventually reach up into this daily fair value gap before the year ends. So bullish overall, right? Told you guys that I expected us to pull down into Friday's PD arrays, right? In the pre-week analysis, I wanted to see us pull down into Friday's PD arrays, but I did want to see us break below those PD arrays. And I told you guys that if we did, that I expected us to pull down into the 62% discount PD array for the weekly price range from last week's price range, right? And so that's exactly what happened. We pulled down below Friday's PD arrays, right? Closed below them, running Friday's sell side liquidity, right? And I told you guys Monday, after seeing this aggressive bearish price action to the downside, that I expected us to pull on down into the weekly 62% discount PD array level. And that is what we got throughout Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we got price to pull back up into Monday's premium price levels from Monday's price range, right? And then yesterday we sold off of those PD array levels, selling off back down into Wednesday's discount PD arrays, right? Right back down to the 62% weekly discount PD array level to run Wednesdays and Tuesdays sell side liquidity again, these equal lows here. And then we back off of that level. And today, price gave us some bearishness to close the week out with, right? So, I'm going to give you guys my pre-week analysis on Sunday, of course. So I will talk about what I want to see as far as DXY, the dollar index, going into the new trading week. That being said, let's take a look at our currency pairs, see how the analysis fared this week. All right. I told you guys Monday that being that we had this aggressive bullish candle to the upside, right? I wanted to see us respect that 79% premium daily PD array level. And being that we did not respect that PD array level, right? I told you guys on Monday's night class that I expected price to continue to push up into the 62% weekly premium array because remember, Euro USD moves in the opposite direction of the dollar index, right? So if I was expecting the dollar to pull down into that 62% weekly discount PD array after seeing the aggressive bearish move to the downside, then it would be vice versa for Euro USD. I would be expecting us to push up to the 62% weekly PD array premium level on Euro USD. And that's exactly what we got, right? We got that. And not only did we get the 62%, but we got the 79% rent yesterday. And today, price gave us some slight bullish momentum to the upside to close the week, right? We closed right inside of the weekly PD array levels, right? So I will tell you guys in the pre-week analysis what I am expecting to see out of Euro USD going into the new trading week. Same thing with GBP USD. I wanted to see us pull up into the weekly PD array levels. We did not get up there for GBP USD. We did push above the 79% daily PD array level on Monday, but we did not run buy side liquidity. And Tuesday and Thursday, we were bearish. We went back below the daily PD arrays and continued lower to run sell side liquidity and run down into the daily fair value gap that you see right here, right? And remember, Go back and look at Monday night's class and remember what I said it would take for me to get back bearish on GBP USD, right? Um, so you will see that I wanted to see us get back below these PD array levels for me to change my bias back to bearish, back down to this, but first back down to the weekly sell side liquidity and then to this daily uh, fair value gap. Easy peasy. Moving on to NZD/USD. This played out exactly how I wanted to see it play out. Remember, I told you guys Monday night that NZD did not break back above the consequent encroachment of the weekly price from the previous week, which was this line here. Go back and watch the tape. I told you guys, being that we did not break above that, then that I expected NZD/USD to come back down to run the weekly sell side liquidity along with the monthly sell side liquidity. Go back and watch the tape. I took you down to the hour time frame and I showed you these equal highs right here. And I told you that I wanted to either see price wick up above, take out, run these um, equal highs right here, right? Maybe wick that consequent encroachment and keep lower, or blow through that consequent encroachment and go higher to catch up with euro in the pound. And I told you guys right before I left out of the NZD off of right before I left off of the NZD chart, I told you guys if we cannot break back above these equal highs right here, if we can't even run those equal highs, then I definitely expect us to run sell side liquidity along with the monthly sell side liquidity. So as you guys can see, we failed to run these equal highs right here on Wednesday, right? We pulled back up into this fair value gap. We failed to run these equal highs. Price immediately started breaking down. Um, Ran this sell side liquidity along with the weekly sell side liquidity, and we ran straight into that monthly sell side liquidity and well below the monthly sell side liquidity. So um that was right on right there for NZD/USD, right on. So yeah, go back to the daily time frame before we go to futures. All right, looking at futures, right? I told you guys Monday that being that we opened up bullish, aggressively bullish to the upside, right? In the pre-week analysis, I told you guys that I wanted to see a sell off of the upper daily PD array level, which is the 79% PD array level here that you see here. I wanted to see a sell to run Friday sell side liquidity, right? Monday being that we did not find resistance at that daily PD array level, I told you guys that I expected ES to continue bullish to run the weekly buy side liquidity and possibly the 62% monthly premium PD array level, right? This level right here. You see all of my levels are titled to the right of the chart, right here, right? So you don't have to ask me what level is this, what level is this. It's clearly spelled out for you right here. Right. So, um, however, being that we did not get that run up to run the weekly buy side liquidity or the 62% monthly PD arrays, excuse me. Um, Go back and watch the tape. Listen to what I said that it would take for me to get back on the bearish side of price for S&P 500 futures. Go back and listen to the tape. You'll clearly hear me say that in order for me to get back on the bearish side of price or to get back bearish, I would need to see price break below these two PD array levels. Friday's daily PD array levels, right? Right here. I told you guys that I would need to see price break below that level aggressively and close below that level. Well, what do we see right here on Wednesday? We see price break and close below that level aggressively. We see price break below those levels here on Tuesday, but we don't see a close below those levels, right? So is that what I said I wanted to see? No, it's not. I said I wanted to see a break below those levels, aggressive break below those levels. Now, this is an aggressive break below those levels, but did price close below those levels on Tuesday? No, it did not. Now, Wednesday, look at the difference. Aggressive break below those levels and close below those levels. What did I say I would be expecting once I seen that? I said that I would be expecting to see Friday's sell side liquidity rant, right? And I would expect price to come back down into the weekly PD array levels and potentially the weekly sell side liquidity level right here, right? You can see we drop way below the weekly sell side liquidity, right? We actually dropped down into this daily fair value gap back from May the 26th. So I got this area shaded because I wanted to take you down into a lower time frame so you can see exactly what this order flow looks like and you can see how the market shifts. And I told you that if we were to get back below these PD array levels, that I would start to look for what kind of setups on that 62% PD array level. I said I would start looking for either smart money reversals, right? Or I would start looking for model 2022s to set up off of that. So let's go down to the hour time frame and let's see exactly what we see. All right. So here we see price break below those PD array levels here, right? Then we see price swing back up, creating this high, right? After we break below those levels and close below those levels, we see price swing back up, creating this swing high, taking out this high and this high, right? And then we see price immediately start to break down, leaving what? Fair value gap. Fair value gap here. Price swings back up into it here, respects it, breaks down here, right? We see displacement here, breaking below this low, right? Which initiated the swing high to run these highs, these fairly equal highs, right? And then we see price break back below those PD array levels that I want to see price break below and close, right? We see a displacement here, right? And then we see price do what here? Swing back up into that. That is a 2022 model, right? And that is a smart money reversal, right? We got the high here, we got the low here, we got the higher high here, and we got the lower low here. Price swings back up into this imbalance, right? pushes back up above the 62, reaches for the 79, but closes below the 62. And then we see price continue to sell off, pull back up into this imbalance, closes below this range, right? This is the range that I have boxed off right here, right? This swing low to this swing high, right? Closes below. Each time it wicks up into that range, it closes below that structure. And price continues to break down lower to where did I say I wanted to see price go? All the way down to the weekly sell side liquidity. Well, that's that level right here, right? And we break even lower down into the daily fair value gap. So that's how you can see the future before the future even happens. Go back and look at the tape. Go back and look at the tape and look and listen to what I said that I would be looking for to happen off of the 62% level once we seen price break back below those levels and close below those levels. We seen that happen right here, right? Because at the time I was talking to you guys, it was Monday night around 9 or 10 o'clock, so we was right here. Price was right here. So I was waiting on price to push back below these levels and close below these levels. Once we see that right there, right there. And then we see another bearish candle right there, right? And then we see price swing back up to clear out these sell side liquidity. These buy side liquidity, right? We see those buy stops engaged, right? See all of these buy stops engaged. And what else is price push? What else did price swing back up into with this swing here, with this swing in price right here? Look right here. Push right up into a SIBI or a fair value gap, right? Push right up into that fair value gap, right? And started to break down, right? And we see displacement here, right? So just look at the 2022 model, right? We see the run of a higher time frame PD array, right? We see that run right there, right? See that run. We see um a low taken out right there, this low taken out, right? We see a fair value gap created right here. We go down to a smaller time frame, go down to a 5 minute, 15 minutes since that's an hour, right? We see fair value gap created here, created here, created here, right? All of these are entries, right? Created here. So we see the higher time frame PD array levels ran. We see the swing low, short term swing low taken out right here, right? You see market push lower, creating what is it push lower? Is it gives us displacement in price, right? We see what fair value gap right here. Fair value gap right here. Price swings back up into that fair value gap, right? Right there, right here, right? This is your 2022 model. Price swings back up into this fair value gap here. You could have shorted from here. Stop loss above this high. Stop loss would have never been engaged. And weekly sell side liquidity is your target. I'm pretty sure that is a more than enough to be to be satisfied and be content with. That's 58 handles, 232 ticks. Easy money. It just takes patience. That's it. You would have been waiting until Thursday for that setup or to execute that trade, right? You would have been waiting until uh, Thursday afternoon to execute that trade. And you would have had to hold that trade for 3 hours and 30 minutes. You would have had to hold that trade from afternoon, 12 o'clock afternoon to 3:30, 3:30 in the afternoon. So yeah, 3.5 hours. And you done either for, 58 handles, 230 ticks. I would be done for the week. So yeah, I just wanted to walk you guys through that whole process step by step so you can see exactly what it is that I'm looking for when I'm executing trades off of these PD array levels, right? Whether they be daily or weekly or monthly. Of course, you know the higher the PD array level, the more powerful, the more of a stronger impact that level will have on price action the majority of the time. And so all you have to do is be patient, wait for your models to set up, know what it is that you're looking for to happen in the market, have your predetermined price levels already identified on where you want price to engage the market at, and be patient. And when the time comes, um, don't don't be um, don't be scared to pull the trigger. You got to pull the trigger, right? Now, when the time comes, you don't want to be impulsive at the wrong times, right? But when the time comes and everything plays out the way that you want it to play out, and you've you've gotten all of your confluences and all of your confirmations, then comes the time to be impulsive when you see price pull up into your area or reach an area that you was waiting on it to engage. You have to be impulsive to pull the trigger, to execute that trade, get in the market, set your limits to where you see price going. I don't know if you're a trailing stop loss type of person or not. I'm not. I simply set my limits and let it run. I check my charts every 30 minutes to an hour just to see what it's doing. And if I'm up in profit and I'm below a structure point, then I will move my stop loss and profit below that structure, right? Because we shouldn't see price retrace back above the structure, right? So in this trade, right, you enter in from right here, right? Once price break below this structure, creates another structure and break lower, I'm moving my stop loss here, right? Because we shouldn't see price break back above this structure, right? So I'm moving a stop loss here and price going this well. I would have already been taken out of this trade here because this would have been my TP. But let's say I had two TPs and this was TP1 and this down here was TP2. Once TP1 would have got hit and we seen price started to create this market structure here and started to show me displacement in this candle here, right? I'm moving that stop loss which was right here down to here. Because now since we've seen this market structure form right here and price show displacement, price should not pull back above this market structure if it's going to continue lower, right? So that gives me room to pull my stop loss down below this structure, wherever you decide to put it at. I probably would put mine like right here, right? Or right here, right? And let price come down to hit my second TP or either wick back up above this market structure and stop me out and drop. So I just wanted to give you guys that quick breakdown on how I approach the markets and how I um, execute my trades off of these PD array levels that I have marked on my chart and what I'm looking for price to do once we reach those levels. I will always tell you guys ahead of time what it is that I'm expecting price to do off of these levels. And then basically all you got to do is have your levels on your chart, right? Because we all should have the same daily PD array levels, whether they be premium PD array levels or discount PD array levels, right? We should all have the same weekly PD array levels and the same monthly PD array levels. Nobody's PD array levels should be different, right? Because they're all the same. So once you have those levels, right, and I tell you that I'm looking for a price, like with this example, I was looking for price to break back below those daily PD array levels, right, and start to show me smart money reversals or either 2022 models once we break below those levels. I just showed you exactly what that looks like, right? So I showed you the smart money reversal where we had the high, the low, the higher high, and the lower low, right? That's the smart money reversal. Then you're waiting for that pullback up into the fair value gap created in that lower low displacement, right? Which was this fair value gap right here, right? Or the 2022 model, which is the same thing, a run of a higher time frame PD array level, right? Which it could be here, could be any one of these PD array levels here, right? We want to see a run of those levels. Then we want to see a short-term liquidity taken out, which we see right here with this sell right here, with this move lower right here, right? See that short-term low taken out, right? And then we see a fair value gap created in that short-term low being taken out, right? Price pulled back up into it right here, right? But then we see another displacement and a fair value gap created within that displacement, where we also have an opportunity for another execution right here, right? To run price down to the already predetermined level of weekly sell side liquidity. And it's just as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that being said, I'll take you back to the daily time frame, take you to NQ, so we can look at our last futures pair before we get up out of here and call it a week. Um, Told you guys Monday that I expected us to pull back up into the weekly 62% premium PD array level because of the aggressiveness that we seen Monday, right? But the same thing I told you for ES, I told you for NQ. In order for me to get back on the bullish side of things for NQ, I would need to see price break back below the daily PD array levels, right? Close below those levels, right? And I told you if that happens, I expect price to pull back down into the weekly PD arrays, right? And potentially run the weekly sell side liquidity. And you can see the market gave us way more bearish momentum than that. Way more. We came all the way down to run October the 6th weekly sell side liquidity, right? So, again, breaking NQ down to a lower time frame, you can see how we broke below that those daily PD arrays, and you can see the 2022 model here as well. You see price run up and run those higher time frame PD array level, right? Break back below it, run short term sell side liquidity, right? Give us displacement to the downside, right? And we see the fair value gaps created within price here, right? Here, right? And here, right? So we have multiple opportunities to get in on this 2022 model off of the daily PD array level, right? So, yeah, that pretty much sums up the weekly wrap up, guys. As always, I hope that um, breaking ES down for you guys the way that I did and breaking NQ down for you guys the way that I did today, showing you exactly what it is that I'm looking for off of the PD array levels. I hope that it added some value to your lives, your trading journey tonight. I hope that it gave you some added perspective to your analysis. I hope it made some light bulbs go off. I hope it had some kind of shock value for you tonight, some aha moments. And if it did, as always, I appreciate it if you like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out a lot. So, with that being said, I appreciate you guys coming out tonight, tuning in, getting this knowledge, and empowering yourselves. Let your family and friends know you love them while they still here. Please. And as always, peace and love, everybody. You know